Period 3.0 has gotten a complete revamp. It still does the same logging and logging counts and phases and all of that stuff. It's just gotten a lot smarter, and the UI is much better, especially with the update of the tabs from Notion. It just makes it much easier to navigate. And what I'm going to do in this video is just give you a quick demo and show you how smart it is and how easy it is to navigate and how aesthetically pleasing it is to look at. So if you did purchase this already, what you're going to see is this toggle button. And so you want to toggle this and kind of just go through the quick start checklist. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take a minute and look through the different views and databases and the tabs and just kind of observe how it all works. I put a few demo entries in here, and you can easily delete them, and I will show you how to do that, and then start anew. And once you reset your data, you're going to personalize your profile. So first, let's explore the ecosystem. Right here is the profile, and as you can see, you have, it's just like your kind of main dash that you can just look at. You get your days until period, your predicted period, which also has the end date. So this is something newer in here where it predicts based off of your average period length, the entire period. So it's a little bit smarter, and it is even smart when you're logging too. It knows if it's the next day and you haven't logged your period, that you might still be on your period according to the predicted length. And so it's not automatically going to put you in the follicular phase. You'll still be in that menstrual phase unless you log otherwise and it gives you like a 48-hour grace period. So that's kind of nice, because you're not always, the one thing why I did have these automatically label is daily log 1 to auto increment is because you're not always going to log every single day of your period. Sometimes you just log day 1 of your period, and sometimes you log day 3 of your period. So you still get the daily log 1, daily log 2, but menstrual day 1, menstrual day 3. It's just a little smarter and just easier to kind of see where you're at in your logging system, I guess. Okay. You can see here not only the day of your cycle, so you have an average 20-day cycle for these particular logs. The phase, the menstrual phase, is a 4-day period for this one. So it's from 9 to 12, and that is over with, so it's 100% through. But if it was day 3 or 4, you'd see this progress bar go like up to here. And it does that for each phase. And then down here, as you can see, it highlights what phase you're in, and right in here, you get a few little tips for that phase and phase day. And then down here is an alert if your periods are irregular, and if you're older, it might tell you, hey, maybe you are perimenopausal, and it gives you links for that. Okay, now right up here is the cycle center, and that is where you can log your new cycle, and it will display your current cycle here, where you can log a period day or a non-period day or other day. And then you have your cycle history and your predictions. This is going to show for this year. Anything that isn't this year is automatically going to go into your archives. So you don't have to filter anything, it will automatically go there. And then you have your all cycles. You can view that in your yearly estimates. It's just an estimate based off of your average period duration. And it's pretty neat. It gets more accurate the more periods you log, and the same goes for all of these predictions. The more you log a period, the more accurate your predictions will be. And just, your very first period is going to do a 28-day average. When you log your second, it will do the average of the 2. And then, like I said, get more and more accurate. Similar, if you had my other period trackers, it's similar to that. Let's go to the log dash. I really like these tabs. It's just you can have everything on one page. You can see the current logs, and as you see, they're highlighted. And this other thing, this is using conditional colors, so because this is in the follicular phase, it's pink. If it was in the menstrual phase, it would be red. If it was in the fertile window, I believe it would be purple, and luteal would be blue. Okay. And then down here, the same thing, conditional coloring, and you can see all of your entries. This right here is just a quick log. And you can set these buttons up however you want, but basically, I put a guide in here, so they just will automatically log. Like the reset heavy is going to log your flow is heavy, your energy is low, your mood tired, symptoms, fatigue, and I have that for each phase. Quick log buttons. The strategy hub is where you can log your appointments and add your contacts. You can also add birth control, trying to conceive trackers in here, your discharge databases in here. And you can see your upcoming recent contacts. And right in here, you can see if you have an appointment coming up, it'll give you a little advice. This one is a pelvic ultrasound coming up this week. And it tells you to double check if the appointment requires a full bladder or fasting. And down here, you can see the phases for each of your appointment days. This is the appointment calendar. The Bio Hub, you have your symptoms decoder, mood, overall, battery, vitality. I'm not going to go through all of it, but it's basically just based off of your daily logs. It gives you advice for certain things. And the mood one, you can even quickly log notes or brain dumps journals for your mood. You could say, didn't feel so great today and why or whatever, what happened. And the formula is going to it has some keywords that it's going to look for and give you advice off of that as well. And then you have the overall decoder. The psychometrics, that's where you're going to see your counts and averages. The main tab right here is going to do for this month, and then if you want to see for this year and overall, they are right in there. And then there is the year glance. And this is just the first time ever going to it. It takes a minute to load, but this is a cute little view. So you can see the phases logged like in a Bujo calendar view. And I seen an image of this online, and I thought I could recreate that myself, so I did it myself. The phase predictions. And then this is going to be for a quick view of your phases, but this is in the mobile view. So in the mobile view, you'll see this for your current month, and then you can go to the mini calendars and see all the different little calendars. Okay, so that is exploring the ecosystem. There is more to it once you go into the menu tabs as well, but that's the basic overall views of pretty much the main homepage dashboard. Now, to personalize your profile, I recommend doing it right in here, because the profile database has a lot going on. So if you open that, it might take a while. So what I did is I put this right here so you can quickly, because this is the only reason why you'd have to open that, is to add your name, age. You can change the colors. So let's say I want the colors to be blue and yellow. It's kind of funny, but what that does is it changes the font colors throughout the whole system. In these callouts, you can change them to whatever you want as well. And then you have your profile picture. I put a few in here if you wanted to use these, or if you want, of course, to upload your own. You can just slide these up, whatever you put in there, or you can delete these if you don't want any of these, and it's going to change right there. We'll do girl power. Okay. But the next step really though is to delete these demo entries. Okay, so we'll start with it doesn't matter. We'll start with the cycle center. And what you'll want to do is you can do it right here since I think there's only 3 of them, or you can go to all cycles. I guess I can just do it right here as well. Oh no, let me go to table. And just check all of those and say delete. So those are deleted. And then go to the daily logs. All logs. I don't know, I guess I didn't do table view here. You might want to create a table view. I'll have to put those in there. We'll do a table view because it just makes it easier to delete them. And then check those and say delete. And the same goes for appointments and contacts. So there are just a couple in there as well. But you want to delete all of that. And as you can see right here, this is just going to have your age, whatever you entered in, your profile picture, and the color themes. you chose. So the next thing to do is to log a new cycle. Now, maybe you have older cycles you want to log. So the new cycle, what it's going to do is it's going to create, we'll go ahead and do that right now just so I can show you. It's going to create the current month, as you can see, it just popped up right here, and then it's going to take you to your first daily log. I didn't name these, you can name them or you can leave it blank. And what it's going to do is connect to menstrual. So, because your first period is usually what you're logging. However, if your first entry for this month is other phase, you can just remove this and then add that here. Okay. Now, you're going to enter in, as you can see immediately, this knows it's daily log 1, menstrual day 1. Period has started, and then tips, you'll get tips once you log. So the collection method is here. We'll say light, cramps, Notion, okay. And the moon phase, if you want to log that, I have a formula here so that you can easily just get the reference right there. So you don't have to look for it or anything. Waning crescent. And the reason I didn't make that just an automatic log is because not everyone wants to track that. Symptoms, maybe bloating and cramps. And then here you can add, if you're on a birth control, you can add your birth control. There are some entries in here already. If you're trying to conceive, a basal temp, a test you took, the results, and if you were intimate with anyone, you could check that. And then you can add the contact here. So let's say a sexual partner. And you can even add your discharge. So maybe it is that, and you'll see that it's normal. Here is your sexual partner. Okay. Okay. So once you log, if you logged that you had sex, it will say had sex with Alex Johnson. Now, if I unclick that, it's just going to say met with him. And then you have your personal notes up here. And the daily log is down here. There's also the output mode, and that is just like your kind of mode that you're in. So are you like out of office, sick, so on and so forth. Its default is standard. We're going to do low bandwidth for this one. And you get this alert, critical care mode. And what that's doing, it's looking at your mood log, your symptoms log, your the fact that you're in low bandwidth mode, all of that, and it's kind of giving you an overall status indicator. Okay. So that's how you log. So the predicted period, now there's only been one period entered and it was only 1 day, so its average period length is 1 day, and it's going to have the cycle of 28 days. If you want to log an old period, there is the log old cycle. Now you could use the log new cycle and just adjust it, but the log old cycle, what that does, so once I click it, it created a cycle month, but it didn't name it. And so, and it does give a date today, but you can change that. So we'll go back to March. We'll say there was a period. What was this one? 14th, we'll say 18. That's normal range. And we can just go ahead and click on cycle month and name it March of 2026. And so now there are 2 logs with an average period of 1 day. But let's say the average period is longer. So let's log, well, we'll go into Cycle Center. We'll go to March and we'll log another day. So when you open these, you can click right here too. So this is going to log other day for March. Oh, I didn't mean to log other day. I meant to log period day, sorry. I can actually... Okay, let's say we logged other day. We'll put the 30th. Sorry about that. We're going to log period day for March. And let's make that the 16th. And I'll show you what that does. Of course, you'll fill out all your symptoms, everything. Okay, we'll go to the log dash. And let's go into March. As you can see, I have daily log 1, menstrual day 1, daily log 2, menstrual day 3. So that's giving me an average period length of 2 days. Now for April, I logged April 14th, but since my average period is 2 days, it's giving me this window of a menstrual phase. So it's saying you probably have a period tomorrow as well. Now if tomorrow comes and I didn't log it just yet, maybe I don't log it to the day after, I'll still see that I'm in the menstrual phase, unless I log otherwise. But after 2 days of no logging, it's going to move on to the next phase. Okay. And you could even move these over. So now I have a length of 3 days. And it extended my period length. And that's how you log a menstrual day. And logging an other day, as you saw me do, that's when I click log other day. So that's going to log the other phase day, which on the 30th of March is a fertile day 5. And if I happen to log, let's see, in April, in other day, we'll make that the 12th. It's going to know that that's luteal day 12. So you can log before your period as well. And it will know. So it's a smart system. And that's basically how it works. You log the cycle, and then you log the period date or the other day. And that's it. And then you log your symptoms. And everything gets calculated. The metrics are analyzed. You have your bio hub, which gets updated with formula advice. And symptom advice. And sometimes Notion doesn't want to load. I should make this large. And yeah, and that's it. Now, if you have Notion period, you have the Period Tracker 3.0, you have the older version. Notion has where you can import and export data. And I walk you through the steps here. Personally, I don't think it's worth it to go through all that. I have an easier system here where basically you're just moving your cycles from your old database to your new, and your daily logs from your old database to your new. So you're just checking these and then dragging them. So what I would do is in the old period tracker, go to your menstrual cycle.period. Make sure you're in the actual database. Go to these arrows. Make sure you're in actual database. Oh no, that doesn't. I'm thinking of importing data. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Click here. Copy link. and then paste it. I would paste it right above here, and then I would just highlight, or below here, I would highlight the old, so you go to the old database like this, and then you're just like, you would move it to the new database. And you do the same with the daily logs. And then you would just delete the whole old period tracker. And you do that for your appointments and contacts as well if you need to. It's really quick and much easier than doing the whole importing data through Notion. Because when you do that, it doesn't import the formula properties. It will import them if you don't click do not import on each one, because you have to map the properties. It will import them as text, so it will create all these new properties as text. So